Hi friends, it's Julia, and today I am here to share my May 2022 Counterfeit Kit Challenge Kit. Now this kit was based on a much older kit or collection from Bo Bunny, and it was called the Sweet Life Collection, and it was from January of 2015. The lady who pulled this kit as the inspiration for the group, I think she found it on a shop that was selling the kit. A kit put together with this, but she also put a link to the Bo Bunny site where you could see the collection in its entirety. So the bulk of the collection was based a lot on flowers and butterflies. So I went through, I watched a video. I wasn't feeling inspired this morning when the kit launched on the CKC blog. I wasn't feeling inspired, so I went to YouTube and I watched a couple of videos. A shop that was selling the kit. A kit put together with this, but she also put a link to the Bo Bunny site where you could see the collection in its entirety. So the bulk of the collection was based a lot on flowers and butterflies. So I went through, I watched a video. I wasn't feeling inspired this morning when the kit launched on the CKC blog. I wasn't feeling inspired, so I went to YouTube and I watched a couple of videos. I went to the Crafty Soup YouTube channel, and she is one of the creators over at the Counterfeit Kit Challenge group, and she had posted her kit and her thought process as she was pulling it together. The way that I've been the last couple of years doing my kits is that I have been pulling a collection, and so this morning as I was going through all of my collections, I didn't find anything that really hit the right spot for me. And so then when I was watching her video, and she showed on her video that she was pulling different sheets of paper, and it wasn't necessarily all from a collection, it was just the random sheets of paper, and that inspired me so much because back in the day that's exactly what I would do. I would pull open my drawer where I have all of my individual sheets of paper, and I would go ruffling through there and match each A side, each B side to the inspiration kit from my individual papers. It wasn't a collection. Sometimes I would pull in a collection, but more often than not, it was all individual pieces of paper out of my stash. And so I kind of did that today. I did find this, I remembered I had this butterfly sheet, and it's an old SCI, but I remembered it for this side more than the other side, and it had, the inspiration kit had some newsprint butterflies, and that's kind of what I thought about whenever I was pulling this together. There's some solid tone there, some script on there, and some typewriter print, but I pulled that. And I also pulled this side. Well, of course, you know, you're going to have both sides. And because it's SCI, there's a lot of metallics on there. And so they look absolutely fabulous. And I have a feeling I'm going to be able to use both sides throughout the kit. One of the things that the inspiration kit had was some yellow flowers. In with those butterflies, I found this piece of paper. And it is from the... is it Bountiful Collection or is it Autumn Hills? Let me see. I have a couple of other SCI papers in here towards the back. Here's one. Yeah, it is the Bountiful Collection. This one, I don't remember that collection, but I obviously have it. This side is this beautiful metallic color, but I actually pulled it for this floral side because the inspiration kit had yellow flowers. And I didn't necessarily want to pull in any bulky yellow flowers, but I did want to pull this in to use as accent, to probably fussy cut some of this image, or to use in layering with this. So I pulled that. I pulled this sheet not only for the ledger paper in the background, but because the colors on the front side matched as well. It has a great feel, and I should put the it would help if I would pull up the inspiration sheet that I'm using to build my kit. Now it does have a lot of the feels as the inspiration kit, but this is a little bit different. This is a SCI sheet of paper, and it is from the Mia Bella collection. And so this is where I started along with the butterflies, and so I built from here. So you can see these orangey colors and yellow colors will match. These butterflies either side, you'll find ones that will match along really well. So I have that, and then I pulled in this sheet. Now the turquoise dots in here don't necessarily match this 100%, but if I were to fussy cut a flower and put it with this piece of paper, then I think the match would be there. I pulled in this piece of paper. It is from, oh, let me tell you, that one is crate side, and it's old. All of my paper is old. This is from 2014, y'all. This one is a Simple Stories, and it's from 2020, so it's not that old. It's the Simple Vintage Great Escape. Now this side has nature scenes, and I could use that side. And I think this is, my sister picked up a pack of these and then shared some of them with me. But I really pulled it for that side because there was a craft piece of paper in there, and I thought, well, I don't necessarily want to pull in a solid craft piece of paper, but I'll pull that in. The next sheet is one that I think it had stripes on it or something, and I didn't want to pull in. I didn't have the exact match for that, so I pulled this one in. This is a basic gray Capella Figaro sheet, and it's from 2009. So technically I could probably use either side. These darker orangey tones that are here in the flowers can pull along with this brown, because that underlying brown has almost an orangey feel to it, and it may not translate very well on the camera, but it does, take my word. But I actually pulled it for this side with the greens and the lighter blue shade and the cream color and the browns. I felt like this was a good pull if I wanted to layer up anything with these. Then here we go. This has the dark blue, almost like a blue jean blue in the background, but this is almost a black blue. It is that dark, and that's okay. This one is an old Rusty Pickle. I pulled something Rusty Pickle, oh, it's been recently, sort of. I remember pulling something from Rusty Pickle here a while ago, but this is old. There's no date on it, but it's a very thin sheet of paper, but I figure I can probably get some use out of this. Now, I do remember getting this in a collection. I used to get a kit from Front Porch Creations, or anywho, I don't remember the name of the club, but it was a long time ago, and that was part of a collection that I pulled apart several years ago and put those individual pieces into my stash, because most of the kit I wasn't going to use. Here is a Bow Bunny. Again, it has the same feels as the inspiration sheet. It's got the greens, it's got the oranges, it's got the reds, it's got the blues. It's got the same feel, and I can use this individually or with the other papers that I have pulled. And there's the other side. It was a summer collection. No, that's reversible. A Gift of Love. Back-to-backs. This is Paradise Batik, and this, I don't see the name on this one. This is from 2010, but used to be, they would make a note on here, reversible heavyweight paper, acid and lignin free. That's a standard sheet of paper now. When you buy it individually, it's not that it's extra heavyweight or anything. That is a standard sheet of paper, but it's an old Bow Bunny, and I love that. It's a Bow Bunny inspiration kit. I did pull in this pink paper. They had like a splotchy paper that had shades of rose and pink and red in it, but it wasn't anything that I had in my collection that felt right to pull. So I went ahead and pulled in this old Quick quotes piece of paper. Now there is some writing in the background. I don't know how well that's going to translate onto camera, but then the pink, and then it's got the brown dots on here, and it's quick quotes. This is Piccadilly Pink Collection. I don't see a date on there. I don't even know. They were still in business a couple of years ago, but I don't know if they still are. But I love that piece of paper, and I think it pulls from that pink and the flowers really well. This is one, as I was looking for a wood grain cardstock, or a wood grain piece of paper, I came across this one in my stash. I have no idea. It's from a paper pad. Don't know what collection it's from. It just says, please cut a long dotted line, out of a paper pad, y'all. But I felt like it had the pinks. It has the more tealy, turquoisey colors in it on some of those planks, but the yellow is there, the browns, the pinks. I feel like I'll be able to get some use out of it. Then, of course, I found the wood grain, and this is an SCI. This is from the Bountiful collection, and there's no date on here either, but it's older. They're all of my SCI. I used to belong to a kit club, and so before I belonged to the kit club, I would buy things randomly from their website. So I've been buying from them for years and years, since the early 2000s. And then when I would go to conventions, they would always set up a booth there, and they would sell their product for really, really cheap as collections. So you could get a whole collection for you know, $10, or you could get a mixed collection for $10. So yeah, I have a lot of product from SCI. This one is an old sheet out of a paper pack, but again, I don't know from where. But again, that splotchy feel that one piece of paper had, I felt like this was a good match to the tones in the flowers here. The rosy, corally type colors, and so I pulled that in to get some use out of. One of the sheets, the inspirations, had a yellow background. Again, another SCI. This is from the Perfection collection, and the yellow pulls along with these oranges. I feel like it's going to be an easy go-to for that. Then this is an SCI. These two were right along with all the SCI papers were together in a mixed collection, if you will, that I had when I pulled the butterflies. All of this was in there together, and it was all random stuff. But I love the greens in here, and it pulls in that tealy blue. You can see the greens are right on for the leaves in here, and it brings in that tealy blue. And so I was able to pull that blue across to other pieces of paper as well. This one is from On the Coast. Now that side has a beautiful sheen to it over the leaves, but I didn't pull it for that. I pulled it for this side. This is, yeah, On the Coast. And I love, it carries that tealy blue across, but it also has a bit of feel of green to it as well. I don't know how well it's going to translate on the camera, but it has almost a greenish hue to it in spots. So, yeah. So, let me move this box out of the way, and I want to set this paper out so you can see it all mixed together. Y'all, I had completely forgotten how much I love putting a kit together like this. The thought process that goes through as you are pulling each individual sheet, it is just so fun. I probably pulled a lot more than what I needed to pull, but that's okay. It will either get used or it will get put back into my stash. 2, 3, 4, 5. Pull that squeeze up there. 6. Hold it this way. 7. 8. 9. 10. 11. I should not put those right next to each other. I should divide them up just a little bit. So there's 12 sheets, and then here is my inspiration sheet. I think you can see as I move it around with the collection, you can see and feel the matches that are there. Yeah, I'm very pleased. And then of course I have the butterflies and then the yellow flowers to pull in. Let me show you what else I pulled in. As far as alphabets go, I did pull in this larger alphabet from Sticko. It's one that I picked up out at Tuesday morning, but it has a map print on it. And so I want to get that used up, or as much as I can. And then pulling off the green and the leaves just to add a little bit of contrast to some of this, I went ahead and pulled in these American Craft thickers. They are the honey. They're called Honey. I don't know if they're from a specific collection, but those are what I pulled in. Okay, so I have these two larger fonts for alphabets. And you guys know me, I like the little tile, the tile stickers from Freckle Fawn. And so what I do is I typically will go through and pull in my individual kits. Sometimes it matches fairly well, other times not so much, but this time I'm pulling in an orange set of stickers and a red set because I feel like either of those sets will match the flowers in the background. The other supplies in here, I don't know if they'll match, how specifically they'll match, but if they work, I'll use them. If they don't, then I won't. But I have both of those. Then I went through my bling drawer and I pulled in some flat back pearls, and they're in a cream color. I pulled in some enamel dots, two different sets, both from Cartabella, one from Cabin Fever, the other from Welcome Home, and both of them have the same feels as the colors in the kit, so I pulled both of those in. And then I found these hearts that have a gold and green coloring to them. I think they were probably a misprint or whatever, but I thought they worked. They're going to work really well with this kit, so I pulled those in. As I was sitting down sorting through papers down where my collections are kept, I came across a close to my heart pocket page kit that I have from the Skylark collection from 2014. Ha! Yeah, long time ago. And I just pulled some of the pocket page cards out of there that I felt like might match to use along with the kit. And then I found in my ephemera drawer this For the Record Echo Park from 2015 memos, 4x6 designer cards, and they're all just the 4x6 size. So some of these images I might be able to cut out, others, who knows, I'll be able to do something with them, I'm sure. I opened my wood veneer. I pulled these frames out because the original kit had some chipboard frame embellishments. I don't have any chipboard frame embellishments that I know of right off the top of my head, so I pulled these in. If they have images like these, have a very geographic, almost southwestern feel, I don't know that I'll be able to use that, but the others I'll probably use, but I can flip that over and use the back side if I want to use those. They're here. These are from Freckled Fawn and they are from 2016. So they've been in my stash for a while. These I've had multiples of those. So this isn't my first go around with this set. And these are a recent purchase. They just had a warehouse sale and I picked up these tickets, the floral and then the butterfly tickets because, well, butterflies and, well, flowers. So what of these I'll be able to get used, I don't know. How well the colors are going to match, I don't know that either. But I'm going to play around with them to some degree. And then in with the in with the SCI papers, I did find this packet of border strips. Their border strips are usually two-sided. So there you go, the front and then the back. So I'm sure I will be able to find something that will work in here. These are fun to add along with washi tape. as an embellishment. You know, this is what we used before we had washi tape. And so I still have ephemera like that. I did pull in some washi tape. I pulled in 4 different rolls. This one is a wood grain with these gold dots. This one is a brown color with white polka dots or clear polka dots. This one is more of a red tone. I know they look almost the same color, but if you look closely, you can see this one is red and this one is brown. This one has a grid, and then this green has some of the turquoisey shades on it as well. So I pulled those in, and then I went through my color bins, and as I was going through the blue color bin, I thought, why not, since I don't have a terrific amount of blue in here, why don't I pull in a mist, and so color mist. And so I pulled in this navy Mr. Huey's color mist. It's old, it's from 2012, but it still works. I've been sitting here shaking and shaking and shaking, and I did spray a little bit just to make sure, and it does, it's fine. And then I went through my color bins where I have all of my embellishments, and I just started pulling stuff. This is all from the green color bin, and these are things that I previously stamped and fussy cut or die cut out or trimmed down from a paper pack, or again, scraps that I have punched out. There's a button that I have stamped out. Different images and such. I found these in the red color bin. I have some black ones too, but I may have used all of those up. I didn't see them in the black color bin when I pulled it out. And I did go hunting because I have all of this stuff from the black color bin. I have all of these little slide frames or film frames, if you will, that I had previously stamped and fussy cut out. So I pulled a bunch of those in. Here's some stamped images that I had previously stamped and cut out. These are leftover stickers. There's journal spots in here. I went through my green color bin, and again I pulled in, there's something I stamped and previously fussy cut and colored, and I actually was going to use it on a project because it's got the foam adhesive on it, and then I never used it. I have tabs. I have lots of leaves in here because of the flowers that I pulled, and I even pulled a piece of acetate. Yeah, haven't used one of those in a long time, but maybe I'll get it used up. More tabs and journal spots and things to fussy cut. Lots of different bits and pieces, bits and bobs, if you will. Okay, there it is. And then the only other thing that I have brought in is my big bottle of buttons. Now I'll go through here and pull some of the buttons, and I do have some thread over at my desk that I will pull in to thread these, or sorry, over on my color bins that I will thread these with, but I didn't bring any of that in right now. There's some in here that have brown twine in them already, or thread in them already, and I'll pull these out as I play. I'm not going to pull in a specific amount at this point. I'm just going to keep my jar in with this collection. So hopefully you will come back at the end of the month, and hopefully by the end of the month I will have had time and energy and inclination to put together 7 layouts for my Counterfeit Kit Challenge series that I've been trying to do consistently, but I have failed. But that's neither here nor there. I'm going to keep trying. I'm going to keep working at it. So come back at the end of the month, the last 7 days of the month, and I will try and have 7 layouts done with all of these supplies. And like I've said in previous kits, if I use it, okay. If I don't, okay. I can keep the kit together when I'm done building my 7 layouts, or I can take it apart and put it back in my stash, whichever, or leave it together if there's enough of it here. And this is a fairly large kit for me these days. I could have gone on collecting papers all day out of my color bins where my individual papers are. I mean, that was a really fun process to go through. I haven't done that in forever, y'all. Oh my gosh, I've just been pulling collections in the last couple of years when creating kits. So this was really fun, and I enjoyed it quite a bit. So I will put some close-ups of everything here at the end of the video of each different papers and embellishments and alphabets and all of that kind of stuff. So stick around for that, and then make sure if you're interested in seeing people or me build kits or use kits using stash products, older products, feel free, hit that subscribe button. You know, because that's what I do, y'all. I buy new stuff and then it sits there for years on end without ever using it. Yeah, I'm good at that. Anywho, yeah, that is my superpower, right? Buying new things and then sitting on them and not using them right away. Yeah. So anywho, this is it for today. And if you like what you see, I hope you'll flip me a thumbs up, and I will see you guys on the next video. Have a great day, everyone. Bye-bye.